Good afternoon, yogis. I'm Teresa. This is Dennis. We're going to create an afternoon yoga flow for you that'll just be a total body yoga flow today. And we're going to start today in all fours, warming up our wrist, which is the most important thing to do before you get started in a practice. And we're going to breathe in and out. And let's take our time here. Notice how the weight is just going across our wrist, waking up our body here. Create some circles to the right. Let's find what feels good here and just wake up. Wake up our breath. Let's set an intention for why we showed up to the mat today. It can be as simple as I just want to feel better. Now let's take our hands, face them towards our body, a little bit closer towards our knees, and we're going to push our body back towards our sit bones, towards our feet, and allow our hands to come off the mat a little bit. Once you get there and you feel that stretch, you can push your left hand down and then your right hand. Notice how it feels and just allow it to stretch out. Now you can take your hands to the outer edges of your mat. Your wrists are closer together here, and we're going to take some circles. During the practice today, I want you to be mindful of all your sensations as you're going through the practice. Your body will create your yoga practice for you and tell you when you've met that edge. Let's reverse that circle. Anytime you feel as though you've met your edge, you can go into a child's pose position and hold that. Let's take our hands, push back towards our sit bones, towards our heels, and come up to hero pose and just roll them out here. Now for an extra stretch in hero pose, you want to be up on your toes. Our body, we wear horrible shoes, and this is an extra way of stretching it out. Bring your hands back to prayer and down by your side. We're going to come back into tabletop. Take your right foot, bring it forward. We're going to set up for a low lunge here. We're going to come up all the way with our hands to the sky. Open up towards the right here. Bring it all the way back up. Now we're going to bring our hands down by our sides. Bring your right foot out a little bit towards the front of your mat, and we're going to take our sit bones and push them back towards our left heel and come into that half split here, and just feel that stretch. You can take your forehead down towards your knee if that feels good, and just breathe into it here. Take 2 to 3 breaths here. Just waking the body up, being mindful. Come back up on your right foot. Take your hands to the mat, bring it back to tabletop. We're going to take it over to the left side. Bring your left foot up to the front. Come up high with your hands. Open it up to the left. Bring it back up. Feel that stretch and that heart opening. Bring your hands down by your side. We're going to take our sit bones and push them back towards our right heel and open up that split on our left side. It's a gentle half split here. Just being mindful and waking the body up before we go into a flow. Come back up onto your foot. Frame it. Bring it back to tabletop. Now we're going to take our knees as wide as our yoga mat. and push our sit bones back to Balasana, child's pose. We're going to bring our conscience to our Ujjayi breath and breathe in deep and out here and maintain that breath throughout our practice. And let's be mindful of our intention that we set for ourselves today. When we lead into the future and the unknown, Dr. Martin Luther King said it best when he said, take that first step of unknown in the leap of faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just the first step. Come back up into tabletop. Come up into your first plank. Bring your feet together. We're going to roll over onto our right side, our right foot. Stack your left foot on top of your right. Bring your left arm to the sky. Take that leap of faith and trust yourself. Sometimes we have to engage and know that we've got this. Bring your left foot up if that feels good. One deep breath here. Bring your left foot back down. Now I want you to roll over onto your left forearm and come over to your left side. Left forearm plank. All modifications are is bringing your knee to the mat. Be where you are today. Listen to your body and allow your yoga to grow. Roll over onto your right forearm. Come into full forearm plank here. Great job. Embrace this with a deep breath. Come all the way to the bottom. Sit bones to the mat. Untuck your toes. Push up to a baby cobra. And breathe. Bring your hands back to your shoulders. Push up into that tabletop. Now we're going to take it to the left side. Engage into your left hand. Roll over onto your left. Take your right hand to the sky. You can take your right foot up towards your right armpit if that feels good. Just take that leap of faith, that first step. You don't have to see the next step. Just right here where you are. Breathe. Embrace. Come down onto your right forearm. Right forearm plank on the right side. You know the routine. Roll over. Take that left arm to the sky. Embrace that prana and that chi. Let's wake it up. Come on to your left forearm. Full forearm plank. Deep breath here. You made it. Now release all the way to the mat. Untuck your toes. Your gaze is to the sky. You can push up to a full seal here. If that feels good. If not, stay in Sphinx. One deep breath. Take your hands back to your shoulder. Curl your toes under. Let's push up to our first downward dog. And pedal it out. Drop your left foot, then your right foot down. Find what feels good here. And take 3 long breaths. Make sure your fingertips are as wide as they can be on the mat. And your shoulders are dropped down in between your hands and your arms. Create that line between your sit bones and your hands all the way to your mat. Keep a bend in your knees to take some pressure off your lower back. Let's take baby steps all the way to the top of the mat and meet in a forward fold. Your feet can be hip width apart. Ragdoll your head down. Let it go. Come up halfway. Gaze is forward. Drop it down. Bend your belly into your knees and come up, roll up one vertebrae at a time, all the way to the sky. Interlace your hands to namaste. Bring it down the center line. to your heart center. Good job. Bring your hands down by your side to Tadasana, mountain pose. We're going to take our left foot back and set up for Crescent Lunge on the right side. Our right foot will remain forward. We'll be in our left foot, our heel will be off the mat, and we'll come up high into our first Crescent Lunge. Open up to the right, engage that core and that prana. Anytime you feel uneasy, engage them core muscles and that'll give you some stability. Bring it back up high and strong. We're going to bring our left hand all the way down to the mat and take our right hand to the sky. Take a deep, deep breath here. Bring your right hand to the mat. We're going to take one small baby step with our left foot up towards our right foot and come into a triangle pose. Once we shorten our stance, we can take our right hand down to the inside of our right foot and come up strong with our left arm to the sky. And we breathe. And we open up that left shoulder and our heart towards the sky. Bring your left hand down towards the mat, frame your foot, kick it back. We're going to float into our first Vinyasa Flow. We're going to come into a high plank here, come down halfway, push it back up. Now come down as slow as you can to the mat. Let it go. Release your toes. Push up to a cobra. Your gaze is right and left. Stretch it out, and then we're going to curl our toes and push up to a downward dog. And pedal it out. You made it. Good job. Now bend your knees, take one big hop or baby steps all the way to the top of the mat. Be where you are and let it go. Come up halfway. Drop it down low. Roll up all the way to the top. Hands to prayer. Down to the center line to the heart. Namaste. Bring your hands down by your side. Let's set up for Crescent Lunge on the left side. Take your right foot back. And once you have two parallel lines, you can come up high. Your right heel will be off the mat here. And we're going to engage our prana and our core here. And we're going to open up to the left side. Bring it back up high. Take our right hand down and take our left hand to the sky. Take your left hand to the mat. We're going to bring our right foot in one small step, set up for triangle here. Bring your left hand to the inside of your left leg and peel your right hand to the sky. And feel that stretch. Good job. Remember the intention you set up for yourself today. As a yogi, we try to find our edge every day, and we open our hearts and we lead with love and kindness. When you find that edge, you've made your day. Bring your right hand to the mat, frame your foot, kick your left foot back. Let's vinyasa. Find your halfway down, push back up, come all the way down to the mat. Push up, cobra, your gaze is right and left. Now we're going to open our knees up and push back into a child's pose, Balasana. At any time during the flow today, This is always your safe spot to come to maintain your Ujjayi breath and recover from where you are. Allow your yoga to grow and be where you are each day and find your edge. Come back up into tabletop. I'm going to kick our left foot out and our right hand out, balancing tabletop here. And breathe like we love ourselves. Take it to the mat. Kick your right leg out and your left arm out. 2 good breaths here. Take it to the mat. Let's curl it up and go into a downward dog and pedal it out. We're going to plant our left foot down and kick our right foot to the sky, 3-legged dog. Bring your right knee to your right arm, hovering plank. 1 deep breath here. Kick it back. This time we're going to bring our right foot in and plant it and come up into our first warrior. Make sure your left foot is planted as you come up. Your right knee is at a 90-degree angle. You should be able to see your right toe on the inside of your right leg. And we breathe and we find our warrior. Drop your hands down by your side. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Take your chest to the sky. Open your heart up and drop your chest all the way down to the right side. And let's find our humble side. This is our humble warrior. Let's find something in our lives to have gratitude for today and give thanks for that. And peace. 1 more deep breath. Release your fingertips. Come up strong into your warrior 1. Now we're going to open it up into our warrior 2. Our left foot will be parallel with the back side of our mat, and our arms are engaged over our shoulders, and our gaze is over our right hand and our middle finger. And it's strong. Drop your left hand down to the back of your mat, and your right hand goes high. Reverse your warrior. Bring your right hand all the way to the mat, no weight bearing. Pull your left hand up all the way to the sky. Let's get that side stretch in. Let's roll back up into our warrior 2. Reverse our warrior and vinyasa all the way down. Halfway, come back up, all the way to the mat. Good job. Baby cobra, your gaze is right and left. And we meet in downward dog. And you breathe. Pedal it out here. Maintain that Ujjayi breath. Drop your right foot down as your anchor. Kick your left foot to the sky. Bring your left knee to your left elbow, hovering plank. 1 deep breath here. Kick it back. Take a deep breath. Bring it in and plant it. 2 parallel lines. Make sure your right foot is down as your anchor and you roll up into your warrior. And you breathe deep. You're an unstoppable warrior today. Each time we come to the mat, we grow. We find new clarity in our lives, and we breathe. Take your hands down by your side, interlace them behind your back. Take your gaze to the sky, open your heart up. Now drop it down. Find your humble warrior side. We all have something to be grateful for. I always like to give thanks when I'm in my humble warrior's pose. It seems most appropriate. Release your fingers. Come up high with your warrior one. Breathe deep. Open up into your warrior two. Your right foot is parallel with the back of your mat. Your gaze is over your left hand. Drop your right hand down, reverse your warrior, take your left hand to the sky. Feel that stretch all down the side body. Now roll it out, bring your left hand all the way to the mat, no weight bearing. Peel up with your right hand to the sky. Open up that heart and that right shoulder to the sky. And we breathe. Roll back up into that warrior two. I know that quad's on fire. Reverse your warrior. Now let's vinyasa. All the way down. We made it. Strength builder here. Go halfway down. Go all the way up. Now go all the way to the mat. Let it go. We roll up. Our gaze is right and left. Let's open our knees and meet in Balasana, child's pose. And we breathe. Maintain that Ujjayi breath. And focus on gathering all the prana and the chi you can during your asana practice. The more we flow, the more we glow. It creates a glow about us that people see and they want for themselves. Come back up into tabletop. We're going to curl our toes under and meet in downward dog. Take baby steps and meet in our forward fold or a big hop. And breathe. Come up halfway. Drop it back down. Then roll it up strong all the way to Tadasana. Bring your hands down together to that center line. Bring your hands down by your side. Mountain pose. Bring your feet together. We're going to set up for tree pose for Kasana, and we're going to start by planting our left foot into the ground and coming up with our right knee to our chest, giving it a big hug. Then you can plant your right foot down, just a kickstand by your ankle, on your shin, or on your quad. Be where you are today and allow your tree to grow. Focus on something out front or the ground down below. You can be here, here, or in Namaste. This is more about the hip opener here and allowing your tree to grow and your roots. And knowing that we're all interconnected and we're all part of humanity here and we're all oneness. When you become a yogi, you find your oneness. Bring your right knee up to your chest. Give it one big hug. Let it go. Great job. Now, bring your feet back together. Find your balance. Bring your left knee up to your chest. Give it a gentle hug. And then find your stance and your tree. And let's breathe. As we go through our many storms we go through in life, each storm we go through, as Dolly Parton coined it personally when she said, all of our storms give us strong roots each time we pass through one. Know that you are strong today and there's nothing that you can't overcome in life. One breath at a time. Bring your left knee back into your chest. and release it back to the mat. And breathe. Bring your hands all the way to the sky. Open up your heart. Bring your hands together down that center line. Now we're going to forward fold. Let it go. Come up halfway. Bring your hands out front. Kick your feet back. Let's let it flow. Halfway down. Push back up. All the way to the ground. Push up halfway. Gazes to the right and to the left. Now we're going to push back into hero pose here. Our sit bones will go all the way back to our feet. And you made it through the standing asana practice. Now we're going to do some cool down on the ground. Bring your sit bones to the ground and your feet out front. Bring your right foot inside your left leg. And we're going to fold down and twist towards the left here. And take it down. And breathe deep. Come back up. Now you can go up high with your hands and take it all the way over to the left side. Take your left hand all the way to the back, your right hand to the outer edges of your left knee, and your gaze is over your left shoulder here. And we breathe. Bring your gaze back forward. Release your hands. Now let's crawl our fingertips out in the middle here and feel that gentle stretch just in the middle. Push back up to the center. Good job. Take your right foot out long. Bring your left foot in towards your body. Keep a micro bend in your knee as we go up high and we fold down towards, grab that left foot if it's available to us. If it's not, just be where you are. Breathe into this. Notice with each breath how much deeper you're allowed to go. As we hold these poses and open up our joints, it allows more fluid to pass through. It allows more flexibility to accommodate us through our day. Come back up. I'll go up high with your hands and take your fold all the way to the right. Bring your gaze back forward. Release your hands. Now we're just going to crawl our fingertips out forward. Get that last little stretch out of this. Wherever you are, take it for yourself. Come back up to center. Now take both feet out forward. Now we're coming to a seated forward fold. Keep a micro bend in your knees. Come up high with your spine and then fold down at your hip flexors. If you can grab your feet, grab them and massage them. If you can come down and drop your head down in between your legs, drop it. Be where you are. Your body will tell you where you are and allow you to grow your yoga. Once you find that edge, just sit with it and allow it to stretch and grow. Anything painful, you back out of or avoid immediately. Come back up to center. Now we're going to bring our right foot in and set it just gently above on the other side of our left knee. Then we're going to come up high with our spine and our hands, and we're going to stretch all the way over to the right side. We're going to hook that knee, and our gaze is going to be over our right shoulder. We have 2 variations of hooks here. Your anatomy will tell you how you can be, and just do what feels good and gives you the best stretch. And remind yourself as you go through your day, you have 20,000 chances to remain in the present moment. With each breath, we can find our calmness and our center. And we can know that this too shall pass, whatever's arising, just by simply acknowledging our breath. Bring your gaze back forward. Release your hands gently. Bring your foot all the way back out front. Move mindfully. Bring your left foot in. Gently place it over your right knee. Then we're going to lengthen long before we twist and all the way go over to our left side. Maintain that Ujjayi breath. You'll notice as we are cooling down, our breath is lessened. Stay in the present moment and notice how your body feels right here, right now. Bring your gaze back forward. Release out of your twist mindfully. Bring your feet long. We're going to take our hands out in front of us and we're going to close our eyes here and we're going to trust. Know that our mat has us. We're going to engage our core and we're going to try to come to our mat gently and mindfully. Once we get there, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big, gentle hug for showing up on the mat today. You can take a little rock from the left to the right if that feels good. Drop your hands out, cactus arms or stadium arms, and drop your knees gently all the way over to the right. Take your gaze over to the left. Supine Twist. You can take your right hand, gently place it above your left knee for an extra twist. Breathe. Something we have to remind ourselves of throughout our day is to take long, deep breaths. I challenge yourself to remind yourself on the top of every hour to take a deep inhale and exhale. As we go through life, we get angst for things or scared of things. We start holding our breath. Take your right hand, gently place it underneath your right knee. We're going to bring our knees up to center and we're going to bring them up mindfully. Try not to jerk out of anything. And then we're going to take them down to the left side here. And our gaze will be over to the right. Then you can take your left hand and place it right above your right knee. Be mindful of anything you feel. Any discomfort, just come out of it a little bit. Yoga is for everybody and anybody. We modify everything we do on the mat and off the mat throughout our lives. And with each breath, we focus on our center and our clarity. Yoga helps us maintain a balanced, stable life. And it helps us love ourselves again and find oneness with self. Take your left hand underneath your left knee and bring it back to that center. Give yourself a big hug here. Now as we're unfolding out of this, we're going to take our right foot and gently place it above our left knee. We're going to bring our left leg all the way to the sky and thread that needle here. This is eye of the needle. When we wrap our hands around that left quad, that's threading the needle. You can rock left to right if that feels good. You can go into another variation. What you see Dennis doing, it's a little bit more extensive. You grab your leg and let the left leg hover off the ground for a little extra stretch here. And this really gives your lower lumbar and spine an extra kiss. Wherever you are, if you'd like to rock left or right, or just keep it steady and calm. Now release it back mindfully all the way to the mat, and we're going to bring our left foot and gently place it above our right knee and come up on the right side. And thread that needle. And we breathe deep into this. Bring both knees up to your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Let's reset our spine. Now we're going to drop our feet right on the mat. We're going to set up, take our feet hip width apart. We're going to set up for bridge pose, Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. Take our hands, push them into the mat, and we're going to push up into a bridge and form a bridge with our bodies. Behind our sit bones, if you'd like to take your hands and interlace them here, interlace them behind your sit bones, you can. Challenge yourself today. If your knees are flaring out, pull them back into that center line. Engage your core here. Release your fingertips if they were engaged. Take them above your head. Come up onto your tippy toes. Engage that core. Now I want you to roll out of this one vertebrae at a time from the top of your spine all the way down to the lower lumbar. Release your heels to the mat. Then take your hands back down by your side. Now we're going to take our feet out long. You can roll over on your left and put your hand onto your bottom. Roll over on your left. We're going to do a little bit more core work before we come out of this. Bring your feet up all the way to the sky like a pencil. We're going to draw 5 circles to the right. Now I'll lead us. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember to smile. 5. Once we get to the top, stop. We're going to take 5 to the left. Good job. 2, 3. Remember the 2 corners of your mouth coming up into a big smile. 1 more, you got this. Now pull your knees into your chest for a big hug. Let's take our feet as wide as our yoga mat and set up for our corpse pose, Savasana. You made it. Take your hands and your palms to face the sky, to receive your many gifts for showing up for yourself today. Take some deep breaths. And exhale, wiggle your toes, move your feet from left to right. Find some calmness in your feet. Come up through your legs. Feel how your body feels. Find some stillness into your sit bones, rooting into the mat. Find a comfortable position for your hands and your palms facing the sky. Release the tension in your forehead. Close your eyes. Feel the stress relieving from your face. Release the tongue from the top of your mouth. And breathe. Remind yourself of the intention you set for your yoga practice today. And remember to have love and kindness for yourself. Now let's roll over onto our right sides. You can bring your knees in a little. Take your right hand, extend it out. Take your left hand and drop it down behind your back. Take a deep breath here. And breathe. Bring your left hand back over. Let's push up into a seated position, facing the forefront of our mats. Any comfortable position. Take a deep breath. Bring your hands together to your heart center, your third eye. The inner light in me honors and respects and loves the light in you. And thank you so much for showing up for yourself today and every day. Namaste.